2-1 to England and 1 to play. After the extraordinary tension at Trent Bridge, the press were quick to once again laud the homespun heroes. And with the side only needing to avoid defeat at the Oval to regain the Ashes, cricket fever continued to sweep the nation. The controversy surrounding Ricky Ponting after his second innings run out by Gary Pratt continued to escalate. Despite his initial apology, the Australian captain was fined 75% of his match fee, but then continued to vent his frustration at the use of England's substitute fielders. He questioned, of course, whether it was in the spirit of the game. Simon Katich was also fined 50% of his match fee after an outburst following the dodgy LBW decision given by Aleem Dar in Australia's second innings when the left-hander was well placed on 59. That's what the crowd thought about it, though. Plenty of ex-Australian players were having their say about what should be done to arrest the slide, with Matthew Hayden suddenly becoming the main focus of attention. With just 180 runs in the series at 22, the 33-year-old Queenslander looked the most likely one to be dropped. In fact, in the lead-up to the Oval, there were many tales to tell. At Chelmsford, there was no place for Glenn McGrath, who was battling to regain fitness, but the rest of the tourist attack were put to the sword by Essex, who amassed an incredible 502 for 4 on the first day. The Cricket Writer's Young Cricketer of the Year, Alistair Cook, scored a magical 214, and Ravinder Bopara made 135 as the Aussie bowlers toiled and toiled. Stuart MacGill, who'd been tipped for a place at the Oval, was wicketless and went at 5 and over as well. The following day, the Australian batsmen continued the run fest themselves. Hayden answered his critics with an unbeaten 150, and if that was one problem solved, the form of Adam Gilchrist wasn't. The master wicketkeeper batsman failed again, with just 8. McGrath went public to say that he'd be fit to play at the Oval, but the Aussie management were obviously not convinced by that, so they called upon Stuart Clark from New South Wales, who has played a bit for Middlesex this summer, as cover. Things were far more relaxed in the England camp, although there was still the major concern over Simon Jones's ankle injury. The Glamorgan bowler was a key member of the pace quartet which had performed so brilliantly during the series. Everything was done to get him fit for the match, including time in a sealed oxygen chamber to try and aid the recovery. And football then played its part as Jones received treatment down at the Arsenal. Most of the England squad spent a few days relaxing on the golf course after Michael Vaughan's 2020 benefit game was abandoned due to rain, but 3 of them did feature in the Cheltenham and Gloucester final at Lord's. Kevin Peterson made only 5. He was brilliantly caught on the boundary by Ashley Giles, who incidentally went for 50 in his 10 overs in the game, as Hampshire made 290. Ian Bell made a lovely 54 in Warwickshire's reply, during which there was a worry for the England camp as the 23-year-old collapsed with cramp. Anyway, everyone else found it funny. Especially Peterson, who had the last laugh as Hampshire won the match by 18 runs. England announced their squad on Sunday lunchtime, with Paul Collingwood and James Anderson preferred to Hampshire's Chris Tremlett, who had been in the 12 for the previous 4 tests. And on Tuesday morning, it was confirmed that Jones had failed to recover from his injury. England would have to do without the reverse swing specialist, who had taken 18 wickets in the series. So the time had come for the most eagerly anticipated test match in this country that anyone could remember. Go, England, go was to be the resounding theme at the Oval, a grand ground where the new architecture mixed so beautifully with the old. This the scene of many a famous finish to a summer, and we were set up. The final test match, England and Australia, sold out. Michael Vaughan has the coin and Ricky Ponting will call.
Heads is the coin. It is a tail.
Tail. Michael Vaughan has won the toss.
We're going to have a bat. It looks a good surface. We've played some excellent cricket in the 3 games, batting first. Got to try and get a good total in the first innings, put Australia under some pressure.
And you've had to make a change, enforced by Simon Jones's injury. What change is that?
Yeah, Paul Collingwood comes in for Simon Jones. You know, Simon's bowled tremendously well for us, so he misses out. But you know, it's a great opportunity for Paul to come in and show us what he can do.
Tell us the truth now. You're nervous.
A little bit more so today, but you know, it's been a great summer for cricket. Both teams have played some really exciting stuff, and I'm sure this week will be no different.
Michael, there's an almost unbelievable amount of hype surrounding this series. Can you go out and play naturally, you guys?
I'm sure we can. We have done for 2 years, playing some good cricket. We've got a young team who really enjoy the big occasions, so this is no bigger than it has been, so let's just go out and enjoy it and try and entertain a few people.
All right. Thank you for talking to us, Michael Vaughan. And now Ricky Ponting. It's a bad toss to lose?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there'll be a little bit more bouncing this wicket, I think, than what we've been accustomed to over the last few games. So having McGrath back today will help us as well with that new ball. So it's important that we start this Test match a bit better than we have the last few. You know, we've been behind the 8 ball from the word go in the last 3 games. We've got to make sure we're better than that this morning.
Does Glenn start the game 100% fit? Because at Old Trafford he definitely had some repercussions from playing.
No, he definitely does, yeah. We had to be extra cautious with him coming into this game, just with the magnitude of this Test match and his injury. You know, we didn't know how he was going to back up. So he's done a lot of bowling this week. We've made him back up on a few days in a row, and he's come through it with flying colours. So he's 100% fit coming into the game.
Now, you guys aren't used to this situation. You're used to winning. I guess you'd like to spoil England's party, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, it's been an unbelievable series to date, and we're looking forward to finishing the tour off on a very good note. You know, we probably haven't played our best cricket just yet, but all of that's ahead of us in this game. We know exactly what we have to do. It's we've got no other option but to come out and play great cricket and win a Test match, and all our guys are very excited about our prospects in this game.
And the team cards are stories of fast bowlers. One's missing from England, that's Simon Jones, and it is Paul Collingwood who plays, not James Anderson. And one is playing for Australia. Glenn McGrath is back in the side. He's got a bowl on a flat-looking deck. It did seem a splendid toss to win. Mind you, you've got to make use of that pitch. You've got to bat well today, England. You have got to bat well if you want these Ashes. Well, Trescothick did. He was quickly into his stride, working the swing away to the leg side. McGrath, though, was oddly topsy-turvy. One Baden and one bouncer and one beauty to follow them. In fact, we couldn't work him out early on, but then all series we haven't been able to work much out.
That's where he should bowl. That's it. If we get more balls in that area, I know it's 4 runs off a thick outside edge, but I think if you're the Australians, you'd like to see your quickest bowler bowling there.
So that's the adjuster from Lee. First of all, ball outside off stump, which went at catching height between second and third slip, and then the half volley on leg stump, which is just a piece of cake for Trescothick.
More runs for Strauss. The square here at the Oval runs almost right across the ground, so if you get the ball through the infield, there's a good chance you'll pick up 4. Lovely drive from Strauss. Just one man back and won't reach it, Brett Lee. Really hit that hard, Trescothick. Runs here for Trescothick, and again it will run away across that very fast square bit. And the 50 up now. Good opening partnership between Strauss and Trescothick. Beautiful shot. Just a lovely, lovely straight drive. Shot of the morning for me from Marcus Trescothick. With the seamers really struggling, and it seemed to be too much in the pitch for them. It's almost you feel as though the whole of the Australian team, the other 10 players, are looking to Warne for some magic here. Edged but wide of Hayden. Runs, more runs, and another boundary. It's Trescothick's 8-4, and we've only had an hour's play.
No magic to begin with from Shane Warne. In fact, after an hour, Australia needed a drink just to regroup. 70 for no wicket England, going along at a rollicking 5 and over. And Ponting was telling the boys some home truths. Something like, we haven't gone home yet, boys. There's a job to be done at the Oval. Sean Tate hadn't heard him. That was a full banger. But Shane Warne had, as Mike Atherton said, the magician. Fantastic catch. That is so difficult to do. Magnificent cricket this from the Australians, and as so often led by Warne, but backed up by something special.
This is as good as it gets. These catches are very difficult. Just watch him move, and move very late. Wonderful catch by Hayden, getting both hands to it, staying down. And, oh well, I think they all realise it. You can see the celebration there. That's a big wicket too. Trescothick for 43. It's 82 for 1.
Not often Warne does that. Quite often Vaughan does that. It's a little beauty, and the most elegant thing you'll see.
Oh, Vaughan is going to be cranky about that. He has got a ball that instantly he thought he could bang away on the onside. We've seen him loft the ball through that mid-wicket area occasionally, and it has just bounced a fraction more on him. Straightforward catch which finished up with the fielder on the ground, but 2 down.
Vaughan gone for 11, 102 for 2.
Close. LBW 3 for Warne. That's really well bowled. Bell hadn't got to the point of realising that Warne's not turning the ball much, but that was a quicker delivery.
The ball just drifted slightly, and Bell had his pad on the line of the ball and not the bat, and it would have gone on to hit leg stump. Oh, brilliant bowling from the leg spinner, who now has 3 for 27 off just 7 overs.
Next one. That'll be 4, and that'll be his 50. He got on top of the bounce nicely, and it was all about the placement. Bowled him! There it is, the battle's over, and Shane Warne gets his 4th. What a delivery!
Well, this was a wonderful delivery. Pitched roundabout, leg and middle, turned, hit off stump, and he's trying to whip it away through the onside. Big spin on it. I think he was so surprised, was Peterson. He couldn't believe it turned this much, or maybe that he missed it. Oh, beautiful ball. Scrape between bat and par, but it was a terrific delivery. It spun. That's big, big, big for Australia. 131 for 4.
Well, that's hit him on the crash helmet, I reckon. It's gone down to the boundary for 4-leg buys.
That's a lovely shot.
Nicely played by Strauss.
Classic.
Is it that hard? He hasn't timed it that well, but it's rocketed away. That's the power of the man.
Oh, great shot.
Tony's right, it was effortless, isn't it? That's what I like to see him play. Just a nice firm punch, and the ball rockets away.
This was a terrific partnership that took England into tea by Strauss and Flintoff. So measured, they both seemed in absolute control of their game and of the opposition. So the opposition had another one of those team talks, and out they came, determined to make something of the final session of the day.
There he goes, and will it go all the way? One bounce. That's a good shot, well played. Straight into the gap at backward square leg. It takes him to 97. And he's hit it hard. It's gone into the gap at square leg. Another 4 to Flintoff. Oh, he's hit that one. It's going a long way down in the ground. Is it over the top? Well, the crowd is signalling 6. I'm not too sure. One way or the other, it's Freddie Flintoff's half century. Straight down the ground. Lovely strike. Another 4. Oh, good shot. That's his 100. This has been a superb knock. That's Mrs. Strauss there, and boy, she's delighted.
That's a remarkable stroke. You think of lots of things when you watch Andrew Flintoff bat. Not always elegance. That was just a joy to watch. Enough said.
Yes, it has carried. Flintoff looking down for a moment. Wasn't sure whether it carried to Warne, but it did. And McGrath has struck at a crucial time for Australia to end a wonderful innings from Flintoff. 5 down now, England, and the new ball is 10 overs away.
Well, it's a little bit too close for him. He's trying to get away and force it on the back foot, and it's not really wide enough for that. Nice low catch, but it's a good innings. Can't complain about that. He's played superbly under pressure.
Brilliant bowling. Got him. Pace and swing. Never mind the new ball. It's the old one that's working for Australia. Tremendous stuff from the young fast bowler from South Australia.
Yeah, he might look wayward at times, and a lot of viewers have probably thought, well, has he got his radar right? One down leg, one outside off wide, but then he can do that. He's got the ability of getting it up there. It's the reverse swing. Might have hit him just outside the line, but that's what Shaun Tait can do. It's 289 for 6.
That's not bad. A nice way to just get yourself going in a test match. That's the end of that. It's a great performance from Shane Warne. A 5-wicket haul on the first day of a test match. He's in his 31st over, and best of all, he's ended the Strauss resistance. Terrific cricket from both men. The standing ovation will first go to Strauss. Quite a marvellous hand today. Great athleticism in here. Simon Kadich going with his left hand, so that's a help to him. 129 by Andrew Strauss. And it's 297 for 7.
Oh, great shot. He's played a few of those in this series. That cover drive, which is played to the left hand of the wide but off fieldsman. Oh, it's an exquisite shot.
He's a boy, isn't he? That's Shane Warne. What a cricketer. What a day at the Oval. 319 for 7 England. Strauss top quality, as was Andrew Flintoff. Jones was pretty good there at the end of the thing. But Warne's figures almost defy belief on a flat pitch. We'll hear from him in a moment. But first, here's the man who made England's 100.
One of the biggest days in many a year for English cricket. Must be nice to produce the goods when it mattered.
Yeah, exactly. In the context of the series, it's a pretty massive day, and to go out there and score 100 is really, really satisfying. Although, you know, it was a pretty good wicket, so it was necessary for us to get up to a decent score.
And you've had some grand battles against Shane Warne throughout the series. You evening up the score now?
Well, I enjoyed it today. I mean, the quality of the guy to take 5 wickets on the first day of a Test match is a great effort. But yeah, there are a few minor battles won there. I'm sure the second innings there'll be more to come.
And at the end of the first day, who's on top?
I'd say about even Athers.
But slightly disappointed to have lost 7 wickets on that surface?
Probably, yeah, but from 120, 130 up for 4, I think we've come back pretty well. We'll only really know when the Australians are batted on it, to be honest.
Shane, end of a seesawing first day, who's on top?
Yeah, probably, I think at that last hour, probably us. I suppose we're just marginally ahead. One stage when Flintoff and Strauss were going, I think they were way ahead, but we fought back. I think we got 3 for 50 off about 21, 22 overs that last hour, so probably just got our nose ahead. It's a pretty flat wicket out there.
And as for your own performance, there's been a few to choose from, but do you think that was one of your very best today?
Given the conditions, I mean, it's a 4th Test match in a row. We've bowled first. Pretty flat conditions, not much to help. Had to sort of mix my pace up and my flight and things like that, so I think I bowled 32 or 33 overs. So, yeah, no, look, I was pretty happy the way the whole series has gone, and today, once again, we bowled first again, but not happy with the way they came out.